Welcome to Block 1, Ratio and Scale, Lesson 10. In today's lesson, you will learn to understand gradient as a ratio. In your previous lesson, you learned to understand pi as a ratio, and you learned that the ratio of the diameter to the circumference of any circle is, when simplified, 1 ratio n, 1 ratio pi. And you also deduced that the circumference of any circle would be pi times the diameter. Remember to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Share the video with those you think will benefit, and click on the notification bell so that when new videos are released, you will be notified. By doing so, you help us grow our mission to raise maths literacy of children around the world. Before we start the main lesson, I would like you to pause the video and answer these retrieval practice questions in 2 minutes. Assuming you've paused the video and you've answered the retrieval practice questions, here are the answers. Let's discuss them. So for question 1, the question was, Tom has drawn some squares and circles. The ratio of squares to circles is 5:11. What fraction of the shapes are circles? Notice that when you answer ratio questions, the order in which the names are given is important, as they correspond to the numbers of the ratios. So circles corresponds to 11, and the total number of parts will be 16. So it is 11/16. Half a group of students have a packed lunch. What is the ratio of students who have a packed lunch to students who don't have a packed lunch? Now, notice that if half of the students have packed lunch, half did not have packed lunch. Now, when you have equal amounts in a ratio, remember ratio compares parts to another part. So it is actually 1-to-1 because they are of equal quantity. Question 3. X ratio Y is 4:15. Now, 4 belongs to X and Y belongs to 15. Now, if X is 60, we have just scaled X up by 15. So we need to multiply Y by 15. So 15 times 15 is 225. Let's do some new learning for this lesson. Here is a triangle. What is the ratio of the base of this triangle to the height? We can see, counting the squares, that the ratio of the base to the height is 2:4. All right, we can see we have 2 squares and then 4 squares going up. Now, if we're required to write the ratio of the base to the height in the form 1:n, it means we have to divide the left-hand side by 2. Remember from our previous lesson what we learned about how to write ratios in the form 1:n. So if we divide the left side by 2, we have to divide the right side by 2. So we have scaled it down by 2. So scaled it down twice than what it was. So that becomes 1:2. Here is another one. What is the ratio of base to height? We can see that we have 5 as the base and 2 as the height. So the ratio, when written in the form 1:n, would be to divide by 5. So if we divide the left side by 5, that makes the left side 1. And if we divide the right side by 5, that makes the right side 0.4 or 2/5. It's now time for you to practice what you've learned by answering question 1 in 2 minutes. Assuming you've paused the video and you've answered question 1, here are the answers. So for question 1, you were simply asked to complete the sentences to describe each triangle. So the ratio of the base to the height is, and then write in the form 1:n what it is. So for A, You can see the answer there. And for B, you can see the answer for C, D, E, and F. Now, for G, you were asked which is steeper. So the hypotenuse is steeper. So steeper means which one leans a bit further, almost vertical. So you should know what a steep hill is. Let's do some new learning. If we're asked to work out the gradient of the line, we need to use this sentence for every number across, it goes dash up. So the gradient is defined by the amount you go across before you go up to meet the line on your graph. So for every 2 across, we have to go 4 up. For every 1 across, it goes up by 2. So you can take the same thing we did when we looked at the ratio of the base to the height and then convert that to 1:n. So this statement here, for every 1 across, it goes up 2, is similar to the ratio we looked at when we wrote this ratio 2:4 in the form 1:n. So the gradient of the line is 2. Okay, the gradient of the line is 2. Let's look at this one. Here we would say for every 5 across, it goes up 2. Now, do you remember how to write this in the form 1:n? Meaning the left-hand side has to be 1, or we can use the word for every 1 across, we would have to divide by 5, if you remember. So we divide the left side by 5 and we divide the right side by 5. So we can say for every 1 across, it goes up 0.4 or 2/5. We say the gradient of the line is 0.4. Do you spot the pattern? I'm sure you do. Let's keep going. It's now time for you to pause and practice what you've learned. Now that you understand gradient as ratio, let's do some practice. Pause the video and answer question 2 in 1 minute. Assuming you've paused the video and you've answered the questions, here are the answers. For A, for every 1 across, it goes up 3 squares up. So the gradient of the line A is 3. For B, for every 1, it goes up 1 square up. It goes 1 square up, so the gradient is 1. Notice that when we write the gradient as the ratio 1:n, we always pick the n number as the gradient. For C, for every 1 square across, it goes 2 squares up. So the gradient is 2. For D, for every 1 square across, it goes 1.5. So the gradient is 1.5 or 3/2. Next, for every 1 square across, it goes 0.2 squares up. Now, you may be thinking how we got D and E. To avoid any confusion, let's do a bit of writing here. So for D, we can see that for every, let's wait for the pen to stay stable. It's just moving up and down. All right. So here we see we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So for every 4 across, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So for every 4 across, we go up 6. So we can write it in this ratio. Now remember how we change to 1 ratio n. We divide by 4. So if we divide by 4, this is now 1. And if we do 6 over 4, because we need to divide by 4 on this side as well, sorry about my pen. So we need to divide by 4. So we're dividing by 4 here. So let's rub that off and do it again. So we divide both the left side and the right side by 4. So if we have 6 over 4, we can simplify 6 over 4 to be 3 over 2, because we can divide the numerator by 2 and the denominator by 2. And that will become 3 over 2. And that 3 over 2 is 1.5, because 3 divided by 2 is 1.5. Let's check this. I think just make sure it's working properly. Okay, that's better. So now we have this as 1.5. And then the other one here, we have this one, we have for every, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For every 5 across, we have 1 up. So if we divide by 5 on both sides, we would have 1 over 5. Okay, let's move on. Pause the video and answer questions 3 and 4 in 2 minutes. Assuming you've paused video and answered the question, here are the answers. Here you were asked to work out the gradient of each line. So to work out the gradients are 2, 1, 1, 3, 0.5, and 1/3. And remember how we did this. So I'll just talk about the first one. So for 2 across, we go up 1, 2, 3, 4. So if we divide by 2 on both sides, it means we'll have 1 ratio 2. Okay? So that's how we got all these answers. So mark your work and celebrate your success. And then for question 4, you were asked, draw 3 different lines with a gradient of 2. So there are different lines you can draw with a gradient of 2. So you can go 2 across, 4 up. You can go 1 across, 2 up. Or you can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 across, and then 8 up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that brings us to the end of our lesson. So in this lesson, you have learned to understand gradient as a ratio. And you have also learned that when you express the gradient as a ratio, you are simply saying the number of distance you have across ratio the distance you have going up. Now, the next stage is for you to make sure you write it as 1 ratio n. And then the n becomes your gradient. So I repeat, take the distance across and write it as a ratio to the distance going up. Next step, write the ratio as 1 ratio n. So which means you need to divide the left-hand side by the same number that you have on the left-hand side. And then you divide that number on the right-hand side by that same number. So having simplified the ratio to 1 ratio n, the n is your gradient. Well done for sticking around and for taking your learning seriously. Until next time, take care and bye-bye.